Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cosmic Closet Podcast. I'm your host, Blaine. Joining me today is the co-host, Jacob.
What's up, everybody?
Sorry about that little glitch, but we also have our returning guest, Rubzy.
What's poppin', B?
We had a little hiccup in starting, but we're here. Thanks for sticking around, everyone. And we should be back. Rubzy, how have you been?
I've been good. Really busy though. How about yourself, brother?
We've been fairly busy. I think you've been a little bit more busy than we have, but
Yeah, I'm just preoccupied with school, pretty much.
so yeah, we're just seeing how the year's gonna close out. But are you looking forward to next year as far as your streaming? Maybe Fortnite will.
Honestly, I'm really trying to take a different path from streaming next year. I have a quite a few business ventures lined up that I'm going to be working with some buddies from where I used to live, and they're going to help me set some stuff up. And then I'm going to be trying to funnel a lot of that money into producing an actually well done album, hopefully.
Damn.
That could work.
This is you don't have to answer this, but is the business venture like internet based, or is it like real life kind of stuff?
Yeah, no, I'm going to be selling methamphetamines.
You heard it here,
No,
everybody.
It's a little bit of
Profession.
both. My buddy runs a business and he needs publication help with it, so a lot of it is going to be done online, but a lot of it is also linked in with crypto because he's making his own crypto. So
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Foxy's saying that to take your time, take you back anytime.
God
Yeah.
bless that beautiful little feller.
So essentially, in this episode of the podcast, everyone, we're going to be looking back on 2018 from both our channel standpoints and like as a whole society, as far as memes, movies that came out, the video games, everything. We're gonna look back and see what 2018 offered us. So without further ado, let's get into the movies. Rubzy, I think when we last spoke to you, you had told us that you had worked on the sets of Civil War.
Yeah.
So would you consider yourself a Marvel fan?
On and off. Just really depends. I'm kind of worn out on superhero stuff.
Mm.
It was cool in like 2011 and 12, and now it's still going.
Infinity War, though.
Yeah, Infinity War. Come on, then. Avengers.
Didn't even see it.
Oh,
What? It's
wow.
on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard, and I still don't really.
Oh wow.
Like I said, I'm a little worn out.
Did you see any movies this year?
Oh yeah. Sydney, was Dunkirk this year, or was that last year?
Dunkirk was this year.
Last year.
That was
it
this year.
I think so.
Sydney was saying it was last year. Hold on. It was definitely last year. Yeah, it came out in 2017.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What did we see this year? We saw Predator. Did we see anything else? Black Panther. God. I've seen a bunch of stuff on like Netflix that had come out this year.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But yeah, Black Panther. That was. I mean,
That was a movie.
that was a good one.
No, yeah, all we knew was that you said that you had helped on the sets of some of these, but damn, that's a bombshell. I thought you would have seen at least Infinity War.
Yeah.
Nah.
Tell us about the Predator. I heard that was a dumpster fire.
Jesus Christ. Oh man. So okay, that movie actually really could have been good. It had the potential. It was definitely there. But I felt like that movie consisted of two major things and one lack of a major thing. The first thing, it was like, okay, there's no plot. Like there was a plot, but it was like very underlined plot. Like it didn't really. It could have been there. It could have not been
Right.
there, and it wouldn't have changed the movie like at all.
Mhm.
then there was the fact that they really tried to turn that movie into a comedy movie more so than anything. And this is coming from somebody who's seen like all the original movies, all the Alien movies.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, those things were masterpieces, and this was like if Medea, like Tyler Perry had directed. I mean, they had some good jokes. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some really funny parts, but like that's the thing, you're not looking for that in like an action, like
No, it's
almost
supposed to be
horror type
serious.
movie. Yeah, and then relating back to the action, that was the other thing that they had. They had so much action every single second of the movie. It was like, okay, that's cool, I guess.
No time to catch your breath.
Yeah, literally none.
Is it true that like the Predator was trying to take autism to his planet?
Yeah. In the movie, the main character's son is autistic, but not like, not like fucking Forrest Gump autistic, more
Yeah, he's
like
like high functioning.
Rain Man autistic, and they're essentially like the whole plot line is predators like go to planet to planet, and they take the best part of the species of that planet, and they take that gene out, and then they eradicate the species. And there is like something in that autism gene that the kid had that they were trying to take and then eradicate Earth, basically.
What the hell, dude?
Yeah.
And then Jacob, you saw Solo. I never got around to that.
Solo really wasn't that bad. I thought it was better than The Last Jedi, honestly.
No, everything's better than Last
That doesn't
Jedi.
sound hard to do, yeah.
But yeah, I think it was a big year for Marvel. They pumped out a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they pump out a lot of movies?
And I think 2019 they could even top that. There's already a bunch of trailers, so Rubzy might be right. They're a factory of just pumping these things out.
I heard Disney is actually starting their own streaming service.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why
where
they're canceling.
Yep, they're taking all their movies off of Netflix, Hulu, all their stuff, and essentially, they own probably 50% of all television and movies. Like, it's not just Marvel and Star Wars. They own ABC.
Yeah.
They own. It's like they're gonna have so much stuff. It's like it might even be worth just to cancel your Netflix and Hulu's and just subscribe to whatever the Disney
They're turning
thing
into
is.
a monopoly. It's getting scary.
That's nuts.
Well, they're buying up all the studios. I'd say by like 2030, they'll probably own everything.
Dystopia.
Literally.
Oh, my corporations.
No, yeah, it's bad. The streaming service, that's gonna be a pain in the ass, because Netflix and like Hulu, like that's all that I think about. Now there's gonna be another one in the mix. I don't know.
Well, you
Yeah,
won't
I
have
haven't
to
even
think
fucked
about
with-
Netflix and Hulu soon.
Oh, Jesus.
Honestly, see it getting to the point where Netflix has all their original series and everything's like that, but I see like them, Disney monopolizing so much, they'll like cut them like a little plea bargain kind of thing and be like,
yeah.
look, we'll buy up the rest of your stuff and you can be part of us.
Yeah, they're gonna coerce some people to get onto their service.
Mm-hmm.
I already heard Netflix was losing money, but then they just had a huge deal to get Friends back onto the service, so that was probably a rumor. But once Disney branches off, it's definitely gonna hurt Netflix.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so those were those movies of 2018. Then there was a lot of memes that came out of 2018. So there's so many. This is a two-part segment right here. But we had the Yodel Boy, Tide Pods. Fortnite got memed on throughout the year. Thanos snapped. Voiceover Pete, Car Salesman, T-Series, and PewDiePie at the end. Still going on.
Yeah, I'm
But,
surprised that hasn't died yet.
I just
Yeah.
saw he's at like 79 million, and he's projected to hit 100 million by next year. I think it was like the middle of next year.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
100 million
I thought that died down.
subscribers. That's a third
Yeah, I'm
of the
sure that'll-
U.S.
That's nuts.
That is insane.
I think my least favorite meme from this list is the car salesman. I
didn't
never
even
liked
see
that at all.
Did you say you never saw it, Rubzy?
Yeah.
Voiceover
jealous.
Pete is probably the most popular one right now.
Rest in peace. Did he move to a new platform?
Yeah, he has his own YouTube channel. He's got like 600,000 subscribers. But
We should get him to shut out the podcast.
pay him for it. And then there was the Musk smoking, Phil Swift, the moth memes, surgery on a grape. Let's get this bread. It was a big year for memes, I think.
You can't forget Big Chungus.
At the end.
Yeah, it's like since last week.
Have you seen any of these, Rubsy?
Oh yeah, I've seen most of them. The surgery on a grape one, I don't know why that became such a meme. That was done like 5 years ago, and it's like they didn't even really meme it. They just kept saying we accomplished surgery on a grape. It's like, okay.
Exactly. That's how Big Chungus is. They just say Big Chungus and then just have an image.
Right. Yeah, it's like, okay, you're a little late to the party, but okay. Yeah, sure. It's like nowadays memes aren't even like memes anymore. They're like, look at this thing we say a lot.
Yeah. I really cannot describe what a meme is anymore.
Right. Meme is anything on the internet that is in picture or video form. Your whole stream is a meme.
Recording something good.
My existence is a meme.
Very good. Yeah,
I used to be able to identify memes because they had that little like checkerboard pin swirl background behind
Yeah.
it.
Impact text.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
So yeah, there was all that. Then we had 2018 video games. Red Dead, Spider-Man, Battlefield 5, the abysmal Fallout 76. I don't know if you've seen all that, Rubsy, but it's getting destroyed right now.
I saw it getting destroyed on launch. I didn't know it's still being ripped on.
Jacob,
You
tell
should
about
stream
the cheating thing.
Oh yeah, have you heard about Bethesda's cheating punishment they have going on?
No.
So if you have, I think they figured it out. At first, people thought it was for just having mods on Fallout 76. You'd get banned, but I think some people figured out that they ban people with like this certain mod that fixes like textures and stuff, which doesn't make sense, and also cheat engine, which kind of makes sense, but people use it to like debug and stuff. So
like if you're just trying to fix the game, they'll ban you.
Exactly.
yeah, and then
That's fantastic.
And then if you want unbanned, you have to write an essay about why using cheating software is bad, should be banned, and then hope the management reviews it.
It's like in the 5th grade all over again.
Exactly. It's so bizarre. I've said it like every week now. All their decisions just point to suicide.
And then what was it? If you requested a refund, they like sent you back like a snarky email and just gave you in-game items instead.
Yeah, they gave you $5 worth of items of currency for a $60 game.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so then Battlefield 5 also got a little bit of flack because it's just Battlefield 5. But God of War, Spider-Man, and Red Dead 2 were great. Rubsy, what was your favorite game streaming this year? I know like you've done a lot of Fortnite, you did some Skyrim.
Oh man.
But even off stream, I mean, have you picked up any of these? Have you enjoyed them?
Oh yeah, I've been all about 2018 in terms of games. There's been a bunch of fantastic releases. I am a diehard Spider-Man fan. I've read like all the comics. I've seen every animated TV show, every movie. And I have to say the game was a masterpiece. I
Really?
love that game.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna stream the game. I streamed it like twice, and I was like, no, I have to enjoy this for myself. You know, like I love that game so much. Um, Red Dead is fantastic. I'm really disappointed in terms of the multiplayer. I mean, like I know it's in beta, but it's like
I was
I
gonna
don't
say
know
the same thing. Yeah.
to come out so strong, you know, in like a insanely strong story and
Mhm.
have so much potential, and to have it just kind of, I almost feel like it was shit on, you know, like, and it's you know, it comes back to the fact that it is beta, so I'm
Right.
sure they're gonna, you know, a year from now we'll be talking like, oh, you know, Red Dead Online is fantastic,
Right.
but like, you know, for your game to be doing as well as it is, and to put out something so half-assed, it's like, I don't
It was kind of disappointing. The story that was probably the best story that I've ever played. Like I was like
know. Oh
so
yeah.
involved with it, and then the multiplayer was just, yeah, it was in beta, but I felt like they could have devoted a little bit more effort to it as far as initial release.
Definitely. God of War, on the other hand, that is a 10 out of 10 in my book. I say Red Dead is maybe like a 9.5 out of 10,
Mhm.
but God of War was fantastic. I played, you know, all the originals, all the PSP games, everything, and it's like to see a game completely change its entire, you know, story essentially. You know, you go from this guy who's in all this Greek mythology, and it'd be like, no, he wants to get away from it all, and then he completely transitions the gods that he believes in, and I don't know, they did that seamlessly. It was perfect.
I wish I had a PS4.
Mm,
Can't play any of the.
it's worth it.
And then I never got into Odyssey. Black Ops 4 I refused to get.
I haven't touched an Assassin's Creed game since like Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
same,
too.
exactly same.
They pump them out like every 2 months, and it's like, okay.
It's like a rock movie.
I
Yeah.
don't even know why or how they're in like Greek times now.
Yeah, exactly. It's they lost me when Desmond left the storyline.
In such a shitty way too.
Yeah. Black Ops 4, on the other hand, oh god. It's just Black Ops 3 reskinned,
That's
man, with Battle Royale.
yeah,
I
with
heard the
Battle
Battle
Royale.
Royale is good though.
It's it was good in the beta for sure,
Mm.
but oh, Far Cry 5 was fantastic. I loved that game.
Oh yeah, I forgot to include that. Far Cry 5 I heard was great.
It like didn't last long though, which really upset me because like it was a fantastic story. Uh, I was really surprised because, you know, 4 was so meh, Primal was so meh. I think they even had another one in between that and
Oh yeah,
5.
Primal. Fuck, I forgot about Primal.
But Far Cry 5, God, that was, oh man, I had so much fun. Such a great story.
Now they have that new one coming out. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like if the world is like ending, like
Wait, that's by them?
yeah, it's Far Cry.
Huh.
Oh, have you guys seen the game that's coming out that's from the makers of the original Fallout?
Oh yeah,
That's
Outer Worlds.
Yeah,
Jacob's
yeah,
been talking
that
about
sounds
that.
like it's gonna be sick.
I am so excited for that game, dude.
It's that's gonna be good. Cyberpunk 2077 is gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
2019 could be another year of games.
I'm just ready for this year to end.
Well, you only
I'm
have
just ready for my life to end.
10 hours
less
left.
than 12. Yeah, you have 10 hours.
We
Someone's
talk
saying
about
Metro
how
Exodus. Good game.
I never really got super into the Metro games, but can we talk about how fantastic that Pokemon game for the Switch was? Oof.
Oh,
Is
what was
that Let's Go
Let's
Pikachu?
Go. Yeah, let's go Pikachu and let's go Eevee.
I don't even have a Switch, so
Mhm.
I've never.
dude, if I had
breaking
one,
my
I'd get
balls here.
Smash.
Isn't it
Smash.
like it's a remake of the original games, right?
Yeah, it's super. Unfortunately, like I feel like it got a lot of mixed reviews from longtime Pokemon players because it's like it is, excuse me, kind of more geared towards kids, I feel like, because it does have the Pokemon Go mechanic, and there's no like wild Pokemon battles. You just kind of catch Pokemon,
Oh,
and then
really?
yeah, and you battle trainers. But it's like the mechanics in terms of multiplayer that they introduced, it's great. You can have two people playing like split screen kind of thing, except it's like uh, where you guys kind of got to stay in the same view of each other, that kind of split screen play. And I don't know, I literally just got it, and I've been playing it a little bit, going in with like a different mindset, and like coming from the last original region that we have being either Fire Red or Soul Silver. Like it's amazing looking. It's so like to see like the power that the Switch has in terms of like we will get like actual Pokemon games on here eventually, and if they're anything even half as
Yeah,
visually
still
appealing, it's gonna be so sick.
They just need to remake Pokemon Coliseum and call it a day. Dude, that game was so awesome back then.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Actually, the wild Pokemon mechanics, I guess, they kind of make sense because really, what purpose do fighting wild Pokemon serve other than like practice?
Leveling.
Oh yeah, leveling, I guess.
Leveling, and also the damage aspect of catching Pokemon, rather than waiting for the circle to shrink and turn very small and green and then throw the Pokeball at it. It's like can actually damage the Pokemon, and it also serves as like a little bit of a nuisance for when you're trying to. It makes the game a little bit more challenging to get from point A to point B when you're getting through the actual story, because they'll damage your Pokemon. They'll make it so you have to avoid the grass or use heals.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I haven't played a Pokemon game in like 10 years.
Breaking my balls here. You're breaking my balls.
No, I heard did Go come out, the app, during this year, or was that 2017?
No, that was like 2016.
Yeah, I played that senior
2016?
year.
Dang. Yeah, so that's
Maybe in 2015, I think.
I'm way behind on that one then.
Dude, we achieved like world peace when that game came out. Just for like a month.
I remember one of our friends used a VPN to put himself in like downtown Tokyo.
I used to do that.
Yeah, dude, he needed that Charizard. It was in like New York or something.
So there's the games. Also streamers. Rubzy's involved in this group, but we have the notorious Wings that came onto the show, and then other people that were just successful this year. Of course, Ninja's getting sponsored by everybody for streaming Fortnite. Stat is one of those ones that's up there. He streams a lot of Fortnite and then some other battle royale games. Ice Poseidon's is like the IRL streamer that's always got the crazy streams going. And then Maddie NF. I didn't know, Rubsy, do you know Maddie at all?
Oh yeah. I knew her when she was at 900 subs.
Really?
Dang.
How what do you think right now of just like all of the like, especially Ninja? Like, are you a fan of Ninja?
Yo, fuck Ninja.
That's what I'm
He's a sellout.
Yeah.
He's such a little crybaby. Like, okay. Let me speak from personal. I mean, I don't know. I've never been quite at that level, obviously, and I don't really think I'll ever be quite at that level. Purely for the fact that I'm not really that great at video games. I'm just maybe a little bit more entertaining than the average Joe. But it's like when you're that good at playing video games and you are literally like handed everything on a platinum plate.
Yeah.
It's like you don't get to cry about shit, and he cries about so much. He's always butthurt about something, always banning some kid for dabbing on him in Fortnite. It's like,
I have a clip.
Dude,
Yeah.
I have a clip
Stream
of him.
snipers.
he makes millions of dollars a month, and it's like, how are you gonna be so butthurt about everything when you like? It's like, if you're at that point, you could just like hold up the middle finger on stream for 6
real.
hours and continue to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's like, I'd be all right doing that.
It's ridiculous. The amount of sponsorships that he's had. He was on ESPN's magazine. I was like, what? So, yeah, no. I was also wondering how long he'll actually be around. You think he'll die out in 2019? But I feel like they're just gonna keep giving him new stuff to promote.
I
don't know,
really
man.
feel like he'll fizzle by 2020.
Okay, there's a prediction.
Back to like the level of popularity he used to be at. I mean, like he'll never fully die because he's
No.
one of those like large, insanely large, channels. And he was always large for like CS:GO or not CS:GO, H1Z1.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't see him ever like kind of falling off, but one can hope.
Then we had Wings on the show. Not too much after you, Rubzy. I think maybe 4 or 5 episodes. And oh man, he went off on our stream.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you
he-
think of Wings?
Have you watched him at all?
Nah, I've never heard of the guy. What do you
Oh.
mean he went off on you guys?
So we had it was live like this, and he has a very toxic community. Like his fans hate him. And so they came in. We had like I think it ended up being like 800 total views during the stream, and it's at 6.1 right now. Okay, and we just started reading from the chat some questions that they wouldn't stop asking, and he just got so mad. And
Yeah, we told
eventually,
him-
near the end. He just said he wanted it to end. So,
Yeah, he's like, I just want to get off.
That's insane.
but yeah, we've been pondering the idea of having him back on for a peace episode. But who knows? But as far as you, are you gonna be streaming 2019? You mentioned the music career, but
Yeah, no, I'll definitely have streams going. My kind of game plan for 2019 is like to ideally be able to stop full-time streaming by April 1st, and kind of follow along with the music path, the rest of the time.
April 1st is that an April Fool's joke? You're gonna come back on April
No,
2nd?
it's genuinely just like a time frame for me. I still plan on streaming, but not every day. More so like a on the weekends thing and on Twitch rather than YouTube, because I'm just like, I mean, YouTube is so unpredictable for me, and it's really frustrating. Like nobody really sees it because they don't, I don't react like that on stream. I don't get upset about it on stream, or at least I try not to. But it's like it's so frustrating, And last time I was on you guys' podcast, I was getting anywhere from like 1,000 to 3,000 viewers, and now I've had times where I start up and I'm lucky to see like 6 people in the stream because my notifications don't even go out, and it's like that is like a tenth of a tenth of a tenth of my audience, and it's just all entirely based on if YouTube feels like sending out the information, which it's ridiculous. It's just, how can a billion-dollar platform, multi-billion-dollar platform,
Oh yeah.
not function? It's like, it's basic coding. I'm not a genius in terms of being a code monkey, but it's like, if user is to subscribed, user gets notification.
Exactly.
If user is to not subscribed, user does not get notification. Bam, problem solved. I just fixed the whole platform.
And you're not the only one complaining about that. It's affecting a lot of. I know H3's complaining about it. Joey Salads.
It's been insane. It's been going on. I think the start of the notification problem really happened around like June, July of 2016, maybe 2017, 2017. Yeah,
Was this during
2017.
the adpocalypse or whatever they call it with all the
I
advertisers?
think it was even
pulling
after
out?
that. Honestly, it was after that for sure. But it's like, my girlfriend, she watches like a ton of different channels, like cooking channels, cosmetic channels, etc.,
Oh,
etc.
right.
And there'll be like, there's this one, I think she's Korean, right? Yeah, this Korean lady who makes all these different food recipes and everything, and she has 800,000 subscribers, and she used to get like 250K, like 500K views, and she gets like 20K views on a video, and it's like, how does that happen? It's like,
Right.
those people don't just stop wanting, like, it's not like 90% of the audience just said, you know what, fuck this.
Exactly.
I got other things to do. It's YouTube. It's literally, it's not user based. It's platform based.
I think Boogie2988 was someone that I was following for a little bit, and he has like 4.5 million subscribers, and his average views are around 48,000. I'm like, dude, there's no way.
Exactly.
That ratio is too small. But
Yeah, the chat saying this has been around for like years now, but like it's just amazing how it still hasn't been solved.
Well, you think it's like, it, like to me, it's just so frustrating because it's like all these people, hundreds, thousands, probably even of people, are crying about this and this problem and that problem, and it's the same like 5 issues being repeated over
Mhm.
and over and over. I mean, the YouTube space even got shot up because
oh yeah,
somebody was upset. It's like, how can you continue to run a platform into the ground when you have very obvious, easy fixes that these people have? Like, there's 3 to 5 things tops that, you know, are general problems that users are all complaining about. And it's like, Sydney is subscribed to my channel and she has all notifications on. That way I can be like, hey, Sydney, did my notifications go out? Yes or no? And she literally had, like, we've gone through all the settings, made sure every single notification thing is on. There will be times like maybe I stream 2 minutes earlier than my normal time, like
mm-hmm.
my what YouTube knows to be my normal time based on, when I stream. And it's like notifications won't go out then if I'm off schedule, or maybe I'm streaming a different game. Notifications won't go out. It's like YouTube has such a messed up algorithm that and it's like, it's just mind boggling that these people are being paid so much money to keep smashing their computers with a hammer, basically.
Exactly. I read the algorithm is entirely like it runs itself. There's no
It's alive,
supervision.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Hmm.
So who knows? Like, you can't predict what it's gonna be like tomorrow. I mean, it promotes its own videos. That's why the trending page is always late night TV hosts instead of like a video that's getting like 300 million views.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just promoting what it wants to see.
Well, it's so, I'm not trying to bring controversy into the subject, but I think it's all filtered in, not just through the apocalypse, but through our entire society's change of political correctness. And it's like, platforms like this, you look at where they started, you look at the original content creators that, kind of paved the way for this. It's like they just made skits. They made things that they thought were funny. And if you liked it, you subscribed, you rated the video, you left a comment. If you didn't like it, you didn't watch it. And it's like, now if you make that kind of content, you can get banned for it. You can get,
Mhm.
like, you have to tiptoe around people's feelings. And it's so ridiculous, like, freedom of speech doesn't apply. It's not something that's even accounted for.
It's annoying. I think it's dangerous. It's like censorship almost.
Yeah. It's, telling people what they can and can't do. And at what point do we stop,
Oh, what was that one? That guy just got banned. I think he got his channel back, but he posted that Red Dead clip of him punching the
punching a
feminists in the
feminist?
game.
Yeah.
Got banned. Yeah.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones got off the platform, yeah.
It might not be a huge loss though.
No, it's just YouTube.
It's the principle.
Yeah, it's just
Right.
what's stopping them from banning the next guy then? Because they could just wake up and ban Rubzy, like, and
Literally. They have full. Oh man, the amount of times that I say faggot, that's not even like in the sense of like gay bashing. It's like in the sense of like ye old term of faggot, like guy's being a douche, like a
right.
faggot,
Mhm. Back in simpler times.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see in 2019 what. I don't see it getting any better. It's especially if the algorithm's all on its own. It's just gonna keep learning.
I've seen so many creators say they would, if there was a real viable competitor, they would easily switch.
In a heartbeat. Yeah, I would. In a matter of minutes, I'd be like, "Well, guys, goodbye."
Yeah, it's like Amazon. Like, think of another online video streaming service you can't. Think of another place to shop online. It's Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of late to ask this since, I mean, you're wanting to slow down streaming, but have you ever considered moving to Twitch?
I'm kind I'm on and off in the process of trying to switch to Twitch. I have so much. I have a fairly active audience. Like, I really do. Like, in terms of active people, I'd say like maybe one like 40th. So I'd say like I probably have like 2,000 active people. The only problem with that is those people that want to watch my content are A, not notified, B, in different time slots, or C, just fucked by YouTube, like in some way or another. And it's like these people, I put out Twitter polls, I put out this and that. And it's like, yeah, they want to see the switch to
Right.
YouTube or to Twitch. They would definitely watch, but it comes in the problem of migrating people over. It's like I can make a video, okay, then the people that are able to get video notifications will know, and then it comes in the whole aspect also of people are lazy, like
Yeah. You're gonna
maybe,
lose people along the way.
exactly, and that's kind of where the struggle is. And I think my whole main goal with streaming at this point, like if it does continue in any sort of sense for me, uh like I said, I have this publication thing that I'm going to be doing with my friend, and I know that's guaranteed income. I know for a fact once that gets off the ground, and it's only going to take a month or two, but once that gets off the ground and running, I know for a fact I'm not going to have to worry about, okay, do I have to stream to pay my bills? And when I get to that point, it's like anything that I do stream, it's going to be a game that I want to play. It's going to be how I want to play it, however long, if I want to play with people. If not, I'm not going to have to be put to guidelines. I'm not going to have to play Fortnite.
Yeah.
I'm not going to need to play with viewers, It's like if I want to play a story game, I'll be able to do that. And so I think that's where my future with streaming kind of lies.
Yeah, it's frustrating is basically the main takeaway. Is it's unnecessarily frustrating. They could easily just cut the algorithm and just fix their service, but for some reason,
literally all they have to do is revert the code from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right before this all happened, revert the code to that. I'm sure they have backups.
Oh, of course.
What kind of billion-dollar company wouldn't have backups on backups of their code,
No, it's easily fixable. It's just YouTube leadership. Let's see here. 2018
probably overlaps
podcast.
with Bethesda's.
Do you listen to podcasts, Rubzy? I think you said when we originally had you on, you've been on a few of your friends or a few other ones.
Yeah, I've done a couple with some friends, and I very occasionally will tune into rap-related podcasts, or I watch like the H3 podcast from time to time.
Yep.
I used to watch Baited, the Drama Alert podcast. I loved that.
Yeah,
that was fantastic. And Sydney and I have actually talked about starting up a podcast that would essentially be us picking a topic for the podcast, getting a little bit plastered beforehand, and then go. Because when you're drunk, you you put out your most honest opinions on it, and you can have genuine like in-depth conversations while like not getting too heated on your own topic. I feel like
that'd be fun. Actually, that would be a good idea. Like, just podcasts that we've learned is it's us recording conversations that we would have anyways. Like, this is how we talk when we're off camera to each other. So like, they're just fun to make. It's different than any kind of other video you'd make.
Exactly. Sure, unfiltered thoughts.
Yeah, you just sit back and you shoot the shit.
Blaine, we should, since I'm of age, how about I just get plastered for every episode, and that's our dynamic.
That's what my
I'm the level-headed.
Yeah, Blaine's the straight man, and I'm just fucked.
A raging alcoholic. No, that'd be good though, Rubzy. Do you have a name or?
It's really only been talked about like 2 or 3 times before. It's something that Sydney's definitely on board with, but that's one of those things that would have to kind of come down to when I have free time, because I don't have to worry about streaming as my income,
Right, of course. That's always a goal. And you also had a big move this year. You moved from coast to coast.
Yes, sir.
So, and I'm sure, how was that adjustment as far as?
Well, it wasn't bad. My most recent places that I lived in have gone Maryland to Florida for college,
Mm.
then from Florida to California for work, and then from California back to Maryland for a month while I waited for my apartment to be ready. I
Okay.
lived with my parents for a month, and then back down to Florida. So I'm really used to Florida. Like it's something I've lived. It's a place I've lived before. It's a place I actually know pretty well. But I don't know. I really like Florida. I feel like there's a lot more stuff to do, and it's a lot cheaper. So
Oh, definitely compared to California. California's insanely expensive.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sydney, on the other hand, she's adjusting to the humidity.
It's better than adjusting to the Maryland winters, I'm sure.
Oh god, I hate them so much.
Let's see here. Now we kind of want to talk about your channel. When we first had you on back in, well, we started in February. I believe you came on. When you came on, we only had 32 subscribers, so that was probably around.
You have 132.
Yeah, we gained 100 since then. I think you came on around April-ish. You had 79,438 right before that show. And now you have, right before this show we looked, you have 86,000. Oh, wait.
Yep, Lane, hold on.
I can't remember, what's his dog's name?
I forget.
He's throwing a fit. He wants to be on the show.
Sorry about that. I've recently acquired a new dog, and she is
A new dog?
talkative. Yeah.
What's her name?
Lucy. She's a pit bull lab mix.
Oh,
Okay,
cool.
and then Jasper. Yeah, Axel said the other one's Jasper. That's awesome, dude. We were just comparing your subscribers. Since you came on a few months ago, I mean, you've gained 7,000. Over 7,000.
It doesn't really feel like that. Like, I know that I have, like, number-wise, but it's like, no.
Right, and I mean, and we talked about before the show, like, you don't look at subscribers. I mean, you just like what you're doing, but that's incredible. I mean, you're getting, that's like 1,000 a month.
Somewhere around that, yeah. Social Blade will say otherwise.
No, I mean, of course, compared to us, it's a success. I'm gonna pull up some of your recent videos. You've done a lot of Fortnite, some Black Ops 4 Zombies. You posted one 2 weeks ago, the 74 subscriber setup tour.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. I'm not allowed to talk too much on it, but basically I'm gonna be on a TV show in the UK. Not gonna go into too much detail, but they wanted a setup kind of video because they needed it for like their B-roll and everything.
Right.
And I was like, you know what, I might as well have fun with this. So like in all the videos you see like of like large YouTubers, they're all like $20,000 setup tour, 12-year-olds ultimate setup tour afforded by only making YouTube videos. So I'm like that shit always makes me laugh. It's always so like
Right.
you have to flex as hard as you can in the title so people will look at it. And so 75 subscribers. I've been meaning to put this video out for a little bit. And 9-year-old's ultimate setup. It's me. It cost me $69,420.
Gee.
Yeah, I know.
So needless to say, I flex hard.
You're gonna have to keep us updated on that. Like, do you know like when it's gonna be out? If you can't say, like, but do they know when it's gonna be done?
Well, apparently I'm the pilot episode, which is pretty cool. So I don't have a specific day, but they did the interview with me like a month and a half ago, almost 2 months ago, I think. And that being said, shows like that usually probably take anywhere between 6 to 12 months to crank out their full product. And I mean, it is still like in the green lighting process. Excuse me, like they have the funds for it and everything, but it's kind of dependent on like, are they like, when do they get like the go time for airing it and everything. You
Right.
know.
So are you starring in it or like acting in it or part of the crew?
Neither. Yeah. It's a so again, without going into too much detail, it's a show that kind of. Oh my God, Lucy! If you don't shut your whore mouth.
It's fun.
Uh, Basically, they do episodes based on like Oh my God, Lucy, chill. Oh my God, hold on 1 second.
Lucy is giving her 2 cents here.
I love dogs.
Axel saying he flexed on me once. He caused relentless emotional crippling.
Yeah,
Alright,
I don't think we can go
now
into detail.
I am joined with Lucy in my lap,
Lucy,
she'll
welcome
have
to the
it.
show.
but so basically, it's a show that kind of focuses on paranormal experiences that people have had.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so
Damn, that's gonna be good. Keep us
I
in
was
the...
told
Nice.
that my okay, Lucy, you gotta calm down. That my episode was the holy grail of all paranormal experiences that have been captured on video.
Yeah, we talked
Oh,
about that when you
shit.
first came on. That's
Yeah.
why we wanted to interview you. It's just that whole video is insane.
Yeah, it was quite the experience.
Jeez. Well, that's gonna be sweet. Wish you the best in that. That could lead to some stuff.
Yeah.
I hit 100K.
Are you flying to the UK or?
No, it was a Skype interview.
Nice.
That's good. It's easy. Well, let's look towards 2019 now. We're about to wrap up, but Rubzy was kind enough to give us this little piece of art, Lost in Time. Rubzy, is there anything you want to say on it?
So similar to my EP that I released, this is another quality rap album here. The first one was meant to be 10 songs. It ended up being 6 just due to time constraints, because my buddy who was doing all the beats and everything kind of set that without me agreeing to that time. And I was just like, well, okay, I'll do it. And I got to the point where, unfortunately, Intergalactic Chronicles was it was very, very themed, like excruciatingly themed, space themed, and that might not have been the best idea. But this one, it's very I don't really even know how to describe it. The whole album is sort of a kind of like a little poke at the whole 2018. It's so hard to be yourself. It's so hard to do anything without being scrutinized or being told you're wrong. You can't do anything, and essentially that's the whole thing. Like, I'm lost in time. I don't belong in this time. This whole thing. This album will help you get you through your high school years and your college years. There's a lot of sad songs, a lot of peppy songs, a lot of not really many random songs, but there's like 2 in there that were just stuff I had, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this into a real song. But I'd say probably about half the album is kind of like a more like laid back, like almost lo-fi kind of style.
Okay.
But they will all these albums that I have in the works will actually be tying together and sort of weaving a story. Lost in Time actually explains how we get to Intergalactic Chronicles.
It's
Sort
lore,
of,
dude.
and then it's gonna go back to another thing, which I'm not gonna go too much into, but I told you guys a little bit about.
No, lo-fi is a nice style, so we look forward to this album.
It's gonna be a banger. Gonna be a good one. Hopefully, I don't know. I could be wrong. It could be awful.
No.
Like I said, it's a lot more feely songs. Like it'll hit you in the feelies, I feel like, rather than like, I don't know. There are a lot more stuff that's like on your mind kind of things.
That's good.
Yeah, you'll have to keep us. We'll be looking out for that because I'm looking forward to it. Rubzy, you were our first guest of the year, and you are the last guest of the year. We can't thank you enough. You were the first guest to come on. We thought it was just perfect to have you end the year with us. You're a friend of the show, at least to us. So,
Fuck you guys.
no, it's been great just seeing your channel grow, man. Your fans are amazing. Your community is amazing. You're all right at Fortnite. No, I'm just kidding.
I am very below average on Fortnite. I am. I win some games, and I'm like, yeah, I meant to do that.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan. No, dude, thank you for coming on. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thanks
have
for
a
having
good
me.
New Year's. Yeah, thank you for coming on. You have a good New Year's. Jacob, any final thoughts from you?
Best of luck with your music career. Hope that takes off.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing all of that.
I will keep you guys posted on that. You know, I got a single potentially releasing. Hold on, I got some hot stuff here for you, right? Hold on. This one.
Is this exclusive to us? A sneak peek?
Yeah, it's this one. So this is coming out within the week, actually.
Oh.
So it's not like super exclusive. I showed it on. I actually did a stream of writing the lyrics. And the chat was kind of like, oh, maybe try this, maybe try that. But the lyrics are all officially written, and that's cool. So that's gonna be coming out in a week, potentially, if I can record it in a week. I don't know. I'm lazy, and you know.
I'm cutting it down here so they can see.
Have you streamed your music making process before?
Twice, yes.
Okay.
I streamed the writing process for this song, and this song on the little album, or on the cover art that I just sent, and I also streamed the writing process for Stolen Space Cruiser a while back. And now that I look it back, it's actually hysterical, because like oh man, I hadn't quite figured out my sound yet. Stolen Space Cruiser was actually really like the first actual song that I had ever recorded. I mean, I had recorded some like little dummy songs, like cipher type things, and going back and looking at how I was like reading the lyrics to Stolen Space Cruiser versus how it was performed, I definitely think it'll be interesting for people to see. You know, like,
this is sick. Is that you on the cover?
no, that's just a cutout that I did in Photoshop.
No, yeah, that looks. All of your album art, I don't know, it's got a nice feel to it.
Pretty banger, right? Hold on, I got one more little thing for you. If I can find it, here we go.
Saving the best for last, dude. He's treating us at the end.
Yeah, here we go. Got a lot of music shit coming out.
Namson's oh yeah, you hinted at this before the show. Let me put this up here. So what is this is this for the one that's coming out with all this lo-fi, I'm assuming?
No, this is all gonna be Retroville. Okay, so I'm gonna explain the concept here, because it's actually pretty dope. I really, you know, I don't think I've done too much original in terms of like the rap game, but I feel like this could be like my little my kicker that gets me like that little original bit, because I don't really see this, you know, and you don't really see this nowadays. But essentially the whole storytelling thing, my EP with Intergalactic Chronicles kind of released, and it was, you know, themed on like space and everything. And then so Lost in Time kind of starts me off in like 2018, and basically at the end we have like a little interlude where I'm like, all right, that, you know, I think that was a good take. I think we finished up the album here. And you hear kind of like a little spacey, warpy sound, and then there's gonna be somebody who comes in, a special little guest. I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
Eminem.
And says, yo, no time to explain. You're sent to the wrong year. Hop in the ship. And that's how we get to Retroville.
Dude, it's like your own lore. It's insane.
Right, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't really done too much in terms of original stuff, but I feel like there's no real storytelling done in rap albums. and I think
Yeah.
that's my own little market that I could be tapping into. You know.
Of course. I
I'm
mean,
excited, dude.
this is amazing. 2019 is going to be a big year as far as your music. So everyone watching, you got to look out for it. You got to follow it because I'm telling you, Rubzy's going to blow up a little bit.
God, I could hope so.
What is like what's your end goal as far as your music career? Do you want to perform or do you just want to help produce like your own music, like I don't know, get a do you ever see yourself like performing on a stage?
It's funny you asked that because I was actually asked when I still lived in LA. The people, I can't remember the exact name of the place, but it's essentially where Post Malone first actually performed some of his stuff and
Oh, wow.
got recognized. And he said, you know, it's a basically, you know, this place is a great place to get recognized, and we'd love to have you, you know, come up and do some of your songs sometime. And that was at the point where I was like, you know, I'm not really a huge fan of anything that I've put out so far. Like I feel, you know, every time I write a new song, I'm like, this is better than the last one. Like I can always be doing better.
Right.
So I declined. I was like, you know, I'd love to come on another time, but I just don't have anything that I feel like is worth having me up and doing. But in terms of where I see myself end goal in this, I don't need to tour. I don't feel the need to tour. I don't feel the need to be flashy with it. I just want to make stuff that people can relate to and like, you know, just shit that you can bump in your 14-hour drive from Florida to Maryland when you're visiting your family for Christmas.
Right. That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, there we have it, folks. There's a lot coming, and 2018's over. 2019 will be the year of Namson. But yeah, that's all I have, unless you have some final thoughts for us, Rubzy.
Stay in school, don't do drugs, eat your green leafy vegetables.
Well, again,
Sage advice.
thank you for coming. You were the first and you were the last guest of this year. Thank you, Axel, and everyone for watching. Yeah, this has been the podcast. We will see you next year.
Sounds good.
All right, have a good one, everyone.